anything. I'm going to be working on my parakeet painting. So at the moment, this is the first time I've ever streamed, so I don't know how it's going to work. We're just going to test it out. In fact, I'm getting the budgie is going completely crazy. Okay, so I need to figure out how to share this. Here we go. Video not receiving enough video to maintain smooth. Work on that. Okay, so I'm not having good output, which means it's not working as well as it could, and it's not even on the internet yet. Okay. The stream is okay. Bit of buffering there. Alright, let's see how we go. I have no idea if this is working. There's a fair bit of buff. So, no idea if this. And it's a test. Okay, so we have an active stream, so now I'm going to actually go test this out. Okay, so now I'm going to turn back to the actual painting. That is going psycho. Okay. This is the whole adventure here. We're meant to be showing the painting. Talk to Aiden. see if this is gonna work. Maybe, maybe not. So I'm thinking I'm going to shut down everything I've got on my laptop, the streaming app. Now, if this starts working, when you hear me saying this message, hope it buffers and actually works. Because people don't want to watch me streaming and talking a lot. So I'm just going to shut up and paint. And my paintbrush. There it is. Flying across the floor. Okay. So yeah, Aiden in particular, my IT brother extraordinaire, who's been my first test for this, Facebook messaged me and say, yeah, or something. So, okay. So this painting I'm doing right now, for those of you who are wanting to do of parrots and birds, I'm actually going to be adding fish to the series as well, believe it or not. This is part of a larger exhibition that's going to feature, at the moment I'm working on a female eclectus parrot. They're one of the larger parakeets in Australia. I mean, obviously we've got the parrots, like your black cockatoos and your glars and your cockies and that. I'm not actually including them in this paintings as I go. So right now, like, I work from a photo on my phone, and if I zoom, I try and get the quality resolution photos. Right now I'm trying to work on the tiny little bits of feathering that are on his, down on his belly a little bit. So, you know, we'll just see how that goes. Layers are good. So I always start with a bit of an undercoat and then work my way over the top. If you're working in acrylic, if you do your dark stuff, special mediums to add to your paint, it's very opaque, well, very transparent, I should say. The reason I love colours that, you know, they pretty well stay. You know, if I'm wanting to have some rich blues, the rich blues will sit really quite in that respect. I buy most of my oils to prefer working. The pigment is stronger and it just has a bit more, it just wears. I'm going to move down to his leg. Some of these I usually cover my with but sometimes it's perfect and you end up getting issues with it drying out. And what tends to happen, because I need to put down some, if I get it all nice and wet again, get some dark colours. You know, rather than just a colour out of a tube, which is essentially what I've done with that bright red because I needed that really pigment. It's always good to try and mix your own colours. So particularly with something like black, if you're wanting to use black, mix your own black. You know, have it not a straight charcoal black, but it's actually, you know, this rich variety of blues and greys and other stuff that you can see within the black. His leg, full on brilliant red. But when I look at the actual photo, there's this dirty, dusty blue stuff happening in it. So I'm just going to layer that down there with a bigger brush, and then I'm going to come back with my small brush in a moment and start to put some feathering into that and just play with it a bit. Now it's pretty dirty colour there. I don't want it to be a dirty, dusty colour. Actually, I just want to layer that with some bluey grey. So I'm just going to clean that brush, put it aside. Okay, so see how I'm going to get that little brilliant blue just coming in there. I really want that to be subtle, but have a little subtle. You know, and half the time it's not about how you draw, it's about how you see. Are you actually drawing or copying you can see, or are you simply doing? This is a huge misconception, huge thing that I'm always speaking to my students, is that people always draw what they think they see. To be able to actually look a little bit carefully and start. How many of you guys, when you were kids and you tried to draw actually system, you know, they use that a lot at school as well. Great. Well, if you make a little window and you cover the original image and you're just looking at just what's in the little grid, what tends to happen is that you're actually really looking at just a mangled up variety of shapes, and you don't really know exactly what you're looking at. Now, when you've got that sort of situation that they think they see, and where all that originates is a psychological thing, because what we tend to do is when we're born, everything we see in the world, that our brain categorizes it. So if you're a baby or a toddler and you see a cat for the first time, your brain wants to make that into something simple in your memory, one, so it's easier to store, but also because it actually it categorizes it, and to categorize something makes it easier for the person to remember and recall. In your brain, it would make it the symbol of a cat. So the symbol of a cat might be as simple, it's up to the individual, by the way, it's how individual brains work, but the symbolism of that cat might be as simple as 2 triangle ears, whiskers. Okay, long tail, fur. And those are very simple things, but we categorize it in our brain and we actually simplify the object. The memory needs to recall that object. Basically what you bring up is that's. So when we go to doing art, suddenly said to everyone, draw a cat from the top of your head. Just draw a cat off the top of your head. Don't even look at a picture of a cat. Most people would draw the simple, do a round head, they do two triangle ears, whiskers, slitted eyes, whatever. Whatever that thing is in their brain that makes a cat a cat. And you get a lot of people that have these very childlike drawings of cats originally. It's not because they can't actually draw an actual cat, it's because that's what their brain. I put an actual image of a cat in front of them and said, draw a cat. What would happen is instead of looking properly at that image and actually drawing what they see instead of what they think they see, their brain would go, oh, that's easy, that's a cat. And their brain would actually start going back to the symbol that's in their head. And then they would draw that symbol of a cat. Tend to go wrong when we're beginner artists. And again, the grid method, people do it. And that. You know, you get to a point that you don't need it. So Chesney is my sun conure. Sounds of it. Actually, you texted me yet means that possibly no one can hear me, so I need to check that out very quickly. Otherwise, I've just wasted this whole big. Thought it would.